Hey, today here in good old beautiful Campione at the public beach. By the way, I think I want my cameraman to turn around and show you something very interesting. Palm trees, palm trees, and a beautiful sand beach in Switzerland. Can you believe there is such a thing? And this is Campione, where there's a microclimate that is kind of tropical, at least in the summer. And I think you might like visiting this place. I have my most popular video by far, with about close to 5,000 viewers, is about an apartment I have for rent in this town. But that isn't the topic for today. The topic for today is, oh, what a clickbait, sex, love, jealousy, how to solve arguments with your special other. Okay, now, if you're married or equivalent, probably the most common argument that comes up is if the wife, usually the wife, is a housewife and the husband goes out to work, or if he's an independent entrepreneur or computer guy, he he goes out a lot more and stays out a lot more than 9 to 5. He comes home late sometimes, and so here's how the argument usually goes. Darling, you don't love me anymore. You like your work much more than you like me. You're always gone. You don't care for your family. You're a bad guy. And then he says, "Hey, I love you, honey, but I got a job to do and it's important to me. Yeah, it's important to me. And if he tells the truth, it might be more important than his family and his wife. But getting back to how to solve arguments, he should say, hey, sweetheart, I love you. But in my particular business, I have to put in long hours and work hard, because if I don't, it'll fail. Or I'll, in the other case, if I'm working at a job, hey, half the staff here has been already laid off and downsized, and I'm going to get fired unless I show that I'm really dedicated to the job. So I'm very scared. And, I don't need criticism, sweetheart. I need a little love and a little understanding. Now, you probably will, if you have that attitude, that once you know your wife really misses you, you should tell her more often that you love her and that you're happy with her and you love the kids. But for the moment, you have to kind of work hard. And then I suggest maybe you make a plan so that at least every Sunday, or maybe even Saturday and Sunday, you go out all together and you devote your entire day to the kids and don't take any calls. Okay? Now, uh, there's another thing, which is problems with the kids, your own kids. Your own kid just disagrees with you on everything, especially when they're teenagers. They disagree with you on politics, religion. They want to change the world, and they're usually very leftist and woke. But try to be understanding. Say, hey, when I was a teenage boy, I was I was kind of just like you. We had different causes in those days, but I want to try to understand you and not criticize you, because frankly, son, when you get my age, 87, you're going to be just like me, telling the same old jokes and so forth. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about another problem that may be insoluble, and that is jealousy. It's so often that people without a lot of self esteem go and accuse their partner of sleeping with somebody else, even if it has there's no reason to do it. And if you just say, hey, Don't be jealous. It's irrational. And you get hostile, which is what most people will do, especially when they're accused of something they didn't do. You don't solve the problem. So, how do you solve the problem of jealousy? Okay, well, I would like to hear from you in the comments how jealousy ever affected you and how you solved or maybe didn't solve the problem. One solution, of course, is divorce. But let's talk about uh, what you can do that's a little bit more rational. First of all, jealousy is a learned behavior. Maybe there was some trauma. Maybe she learned that from her mother or her father. But I had a wonderful spouse, the only one who lasted more than a year. She lasted 35 years, huh? And very early on in my relationship with her, I did have another girlfriend. I didn't hide it. I just had another girlfriend. We call that one on the side. And I liked my new one much better, and I knew I wasn't going to leave her. And the one on the side was nice, but temporary. Okay, so I said to my future spouse, I said, "How come you're not jealous? Every other girl that I ever dated in this situation would be bent out of shape over me having a girlfriend on the side that I spend a day with every week." And she said, "Hey, if you ever dump me, I'll find a new guy in 10 minutes." He says, "Every one of your old friends has said if your spouse, me, ever dies or leaves you, you got me to count on." So she was had a good self esteem and was very self confident. And if you tell your jealous girlfriend this little story that I'm just giving to you, and she begins to believe it, then the jealousy problem is solved. But in today's woke world, uh, a play by Shakespeare that's totally unwoke is The Taming of the Shrew. And I think that's a movie with Richard Burton, and you can go and see that movie. But the whole idea of the movie is there's this really bitchy lady, and the man in the play tames her by not giving her an inch. And I don't know. I think I like that movie a lot. And to a certain extent, if a man decides he's not going to get pussy whipped, then he can kind of lay down the law. Hey, I don't want any more talk about this. I'm a faithful guy. And even if I'm not once in a great while, I'm not going to dump you. I'm not going to leave you. So let's not argue about this, and try not to take a hostile tone. And one thing that works for me is I say something that's true. Hey, sweetheart, you're beautiful. I love you. You make love like a well, I don't know what like. But anyway, if you show appreciation every day and maybe give some small gifts or treats, uh, give your woman the least excuse to be jealous, and assure her all the time that you are crazy about her. And even if you do want to fool around, uh, say in advance that, hey, I have, you don't, oh, by the way, try not to conceal. If you fool around, don't conceal it. Don't make it tell her right away. Say, I met this honey, and it's a one night stand, and don't worry about it. Well, she may give you a little problem or a big problem, but if she gives you a big enough problem, there's one solution for all jealousy. It's called DIVORCE. You know why I'm singing? Because so many of my viewers appreciated the video I did where I sang that I have to sing a little bit in every future video. And that, goodbye, my friends. See you tomorrow.